You have been listening to Thinkology, which is a podcast about people making unconventional choices when it comes to their career and lifestyle. The name of the podcast is They Did It Their Way. I am Nicole Dean, your host, and I have been talking with Carl Stevens over the last 9 episodes. Today is the 10th and our final episode with Carl. So listen in.
Are we connected?
Yes, we are. And we are on our 10th episode of
Oh my
this
gosh, this is so
podcast.
terrible.
I know it is.
No,
It
no.
is.
No, because it's the birth of the other thing. I launched the
Yes.
other one. I launched the other one, and I made
Okay.
you co-host, by the way.
Awesome.
And it's going to be called Thinking Out Loud.
You know, it's so funny because I thought of a similar name because it's really going to be that.
Oh my gosh, I mean, if we really dare to be candid,
Yeah.
I mean, it could be very cute.
Well, I'm excited, but I'm terrified at the same time.
Or maybe we can get arrested.
No thanks.
Well, it was either that or Carl in the swamp. Now I don't know if this happened in Goa when you were down there, but around here, whenever I've been near the water, there are these changes in the weather that just show up out of the blue, right?
Yes.
These very quick changes that are somehow connected with the ocean and temperature or God knows what, currents,
Right.
I think.
Right.
But that just happened. And so it poured like you couldn't see, 12 feet in front of you. And
Right.
so I'm thinking, oh my gosh, okay, so maybe I have less mosquitoes for this podcast, but how am I going to stay dry? Like holding this umbrella and swatting the bugs. And because it was either going to be the new podcast, which I want everyone to follow us to,
Right.
Thinking Out Loud, or Carl in the Swamp.
No, I think Thinking Out Loud is a good one.
Carl in the Swamp. I'm over it. I am over it.
Well, this sudden tropical storm that you're experiencing is actually something we've been warned about a few days ago. But I know you don't follow that sort of news.
Oh my gosh.
avidly.
Yeah, no, you know what I was thinking today? It's like when I try to explain my perspective on anything, I don't think people realize, number one, I was kind of I wasn't raised in a bubble, but I was raised like sort of completely separate from pop culture.
Right, exactly.
Go ahead.
But that and many of our common friends had similar views, which was shocking to me, having grown up in India and having met many of the friends in India. I would be like, you don't know about this actor or that actor?
Well,
or
you
this
can't.
song or that
You can't
song?
even. You can't make this stuff up. Either this is
No.
happening with the sum total of factors. So then I thought, well, what if I was
Yeah.
being asked why? And it's like, number one, guess what? My parents did not care. Number one, they were very I would say self-aware individuals
Right.
and just very happy with their brood of 17 kids.
Right.
That was one. Number two, we weren't farmers, but we were in the land of farms, and
Right.
those guys don't care who's singing where at the Carnegie Hall or whatever. They don't give a rat's ass. They just need
Yeah.
to get the cows in before the storm hits. It's as simple as that.
Exactly.
And the third thing is it's from New England. So New England has its own sort of set of rules.
Exactly.
And this whole racism and all that. But anyway, I think it's hard for people to imagine. And even when I sometimes try to explain this,
Right.
I go, oh, well, I missed the 80s or whatever. I was abroad. And they go,
Right.
yeah, well, this happened in the 70s. And it was also in Europe. I mean, if people are on top of their pop culture, they know when these bands did what.
Exactly.
But I don't think they have a clue that there's a percentage of the population that doesn't care, doesn't know. and
Okay,
doesn't
so
care.
this is a very interesting topic that we need to take to the new podcast, Thinking Out Loud, because this was exactly what I experienced back in the 80s when I met our common friends in Bombay.
Uh-huh.
And then that was shocking to me because in India, even till today, you're very on top of the culture. In fact, the Indians know more about what's going on here and like in the world when it
than we
comes
do.
to pop culture than we do. Absolutely. And so
Wha-
they're completely flabbergasted when they realize that we're
Well,
not in
well,
tune
try.
with
Well,
it.
okay, okay. Let me try to top that one. Try being an American traveling abroad in Europe, because all those people who are not sort of, let's say, next door to Hollywood, they are
Yeah,
with a special interest, right?
right,
They are
right,
no, they are expecting among themselves to know more about that, or completely baseline everything
right.
that you can find in the
Exactly,
publications, compared to the
exactly.
Americans who kind of maybe don't care. Or also, it was almost the same with politics. And what I found about Americans, there's the percentage where it's almost like a hobby. The hobby is into politics, and those guys know everything. Then there's this
Right,
percentage, their hobby is, I don't know, celebrity of pop culture, and they know everything. And then there's this sliver that's into music, and they know everything. But they're
right,
almost, it's not like every person has all of that. Some of the families lean towards, or the circles of the peers lean towards, so those people end up in groups. And that was the only way I could kind of
right,
backpedal and try to make myself look not completely stupid in the middle
right,
of Austrian Polish attacks about pop culture. And I'm just like,
right,
I don't know, and I don't care. They
right.
thought I was a cyclops from some weird galaxy.
Right, but I'm not surprised, because that's the same impression I had in India. I mean, and it goes deeper than just knowing, the latest movies, the latest band, or the latest, artist or whatever.
Yes.
It goes more. I remember being in Bombay, and like the moment, like one of the major retailers brought out a new perfume, everyone had to get it. I remember in my own family, like my mother and her sisters, like, okay, oh, this game, this perfume launched, let's get it. So it became like this drive to
Well, there's a
get.
lot, but you know what? There is
Yeah,
a lot to be said about that, because this has. I would love to do a little bit more research, and let's address that in the thinking out loud, because this is almost like, how the really rich people are trying
right,
to hide their money.
right.
And yeah, this is sort of like the opposite.
Yeah,
Really cultural people that are set do not care what's happening, and they're
right,
driving like this car from 7 years ago. And
yeah,
then for instance, or the people who are really hanging around with these actors because they're in the same films, they're not so much interested in this celebrity about them. They're more
right,
interested in, like, how are they going to argue this point when we go to talk, or, what I mean, the
right,
real the real issues that are connected to friendship. and
right.
um and so they're much less. I was
Yeah,
corrected about this kind of name dropping thing by one of my sort of higher ranking celebrity people. And I thought, oh
right,
my gosh, that's right. It's like, this is for the fans and the masses. I'm supposed to be
right,
above that and just show up for
exactly.
auditions and be mature and self-centered,
Yeah, yeah. Well, anyways, so speaking of audiences, speaking of your work, let's talk about Cirque du Soleil.
Oh yeah, because I wanted to close that up, because last time we almost sort
Yeah.
of finished it. But
So
you, you
let
know
me just let's hit a pause for a minute so you
okay,
can get your thoughts together. We'll go to break, and then we'll come back to Cirque du Soleil. Okay?
got it.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
b-
So go
I,
ahead.
I'm back, and the
Yes.
rain the rain is coming. So we're going to talk about Cirque du Soleil with some sprinkles here.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. So
w-
Elsa, just a little digression. So Elsa is hitting New York, but you're getting the aftermaths of the storm, I
I don't know what all
guess.
that is. Whoever
Right.
she is, she's some celebrity. Listen, let me talk for a change. This is my
Okay.
final one, and you've been dominating the whole time. No, that's
Okay.
that's going to be it. You know what I mean? We have to be like that in our
And we are going
thinking
to.
out loud, because I love that your friend said it sounds like I'm listening into a phone call. I
Yeah.
think sort of overhearing argumentation and like
Right.
a battle for supremacy in a conversation. I think this is wonderful. I mean, thanks for
We've
Jerry
always
Springer
battled.
for bringing this the common
Yeah.
man up into the celebrity.
Arena, so to speak.
Yeah, seriously, arena. Okay,
All right.
about Cirque du Soleil. What I wanted to
Yeah.
say, there were so many other points, and we're not going to be able to hit it all. But another thing that he said, which was interesting, he goes, uh, "Your keep in mind that clowns get better with age." Now, I was not auditioning
Right.
as a clown, and I don't know
Okay.
how many people understand this, but there are different departments. But some of the Olympic champions are going to Cirque du Soleil, right? Because they need these tumbling people and these flying and flipping people in the air and these people diving into what they need sportsmen, right?
Right.
But they also have what they call physical actors. Now, the physical actors, clowns fall into that category, and they're the characters in the circus that kind of bridge the distance between the audience and the performers.
Okay.
Right? They kind of they make eye contact with the audience, and they're kind of addressing them. They're the fun ones that make you feel, oh, I'm not that far away from this production, even though I'm sitting way over here, right?
Right.
So I was auditioning for what they call physical actor, and at the end, when I hadn't made it to the very end, but I was very close, and he had paid special attention to me, he said, I want you to know that clowns get better with age. And I said, but I'm not auditioning for a clown. And he was interesting. He was a sophisticated man. There had been a board of 4 or 5 people. There was a clown there, by the way, on the board. And he was from French, he was from Quebec. And so he had, sort of a sophistication and some culture. And he lowered his head and he looked at me, he lowered his voice, because I can get very pitched and nervous when I communicate, when I don't understand something. And he goes, Carl, listen to me. Clowns get better with age. And he advised me to look into clowns, like he said, the Russian school of clowning, and learn about clowning. He goes, and you know what I realized between the lines? I was by far the oldest guy at that audition. Those guys were all in their early 20s.
Wow. Okay.
So he was taking the time to inform me, guess what, you're like 40 years old and everybody, but we want you, we like you, you've done well, learn some more things and then come back. And I thought that was significant for the full picture of what was going on with Cirque du Soleil.
Right. Wow, that's great though. I mean, so coming back, are you planning to go back and audition for that?
I have to. All my friends say, do you know I swing dance down here, and I've got this whole group.
Yes, you told me.
Oh gosh, it's a hoot. I mean, what a net. That net catches all kinds of freaks. I mean, there are biologists, there are physicists, there are these country bumpkin hillbilly people. It's just everybody into the sun. Well, it's just funny. It's like you never
They don't have anything like that here in Baltimore. I wish they did.
Oh, it's really making a resurgence. The massive group out in California. We go up every year to Georgia for it. It's just really fun. And
do you know my mom taught me how to swing dance?
I did not know that.
My mother taught me how to do that. I mean, my mom grew up on Glenn Miller and Tommy Dorsey.
Well, you know what? Okay, then this is it. I've been threatening to take you on a date for like 15, 20 years. And we're going to do it because there's a swing dance place over in Bethesda.
Seriously? Let's do
it. No, it's there. It's hidden. It's this counterculture hidden thing, but we'll do it. That and Contra also collects even more weirdos.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's a wonderful sort of mix of both.
Contra, I think of Linda Canino, our friend.
Well, yeah. She's
my gosh, she's great.
So anyway, there's that. I don't know how I got on that, but So yes, I am thinking of that. Right now, I'm all disheveled because I'm trying to move out of the swamp. I'm spending my days moving someplace outside. I just got this sort of contract to build this sort of, I don't even know how to describe it. It's sort of like a little cottage for someone. But that's another topic. But I'm trying to get out to Cirque du Soleil. And what I wanted to say is that there are types of auditions which will be online because I'm on the website. It will be like, there's an audition in Orlando. There's an audition in, where is that? Vegas. There's an audition in Quebec. There's an audition in New York or wherever, based on what they're looking for at the time. Right. And so I might go in the direction of vocals, which we kind of touched on last time, or physical actors, or maybe both. So I'm trying, having talked with you and I like the support from you, I think I'm going to start developing the clown thing as well as interesting vocals, because as a rule, what I saw with Cirque du Soleil is sort of opera, these arias being performed behind the jugglers and things like that. Terribly interesting and I think sophisticated mix.
So I think so.
I think I'm going to start that. I watched online one of these Olympic people. He went 8 times to auditions
Seriously?
before he got chosen. And so I'm fine
Amazing.
by having already gotten a positive report my first run,
Absolutely.
you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so when we come back, we're going to take another break. When we come back, are we going to talk about the Kennedy Center,
I
or which
think
one do
we
you want to
I
do
think we
first?
should. Maybe people
Okay,
want to know about that.
sure, sure.
All right.
Okay, so let's go to break and
All right.
come back soon. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and
All
we're
right.
back.
The battle between the mosquitoes and Carl continues. Okay, I just wanted to say that some of my more illustrious, both auditions and then acceptances into the production, were up at the Kennedy Center, which of course
I
even
had no
has,
idea.
oh my gosh, they have what? Emperors and heads of state. I mean, anything you can imagine can be in the audience up
Wow.
there. It's fascinating. And I happen to
Superb.
be in a production by the Mariinsky Theater and Ballet over from St. Petersburg, which is first, of course, world renowned.
Mhm.
And you know what works in my favor? My my shape. It's like I'm built like the dancers.
Yes, you are actually.
I'm
You
built like
are
the
built
dancers,
like
and
a
I also
ballet
have
dancer. Yep.
some grace. So one of those
Mm-hmm.
auditions was it was for Sleeping Beauty, and
Mm-hmm.
they said no, sorry, I'm mixing it up. That was for the American Ballet Theater, which is also very prestigious. And
Yeah.
that's an
Georgetown,
extraordinary
right? Mm-hmm.
group of people. Yeah,
Mhm.
and they said, well, they got their office up in New York,
Mm-hmm.
but walk across the stage as though you're nobility.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one thing. Now there was God knows how many men in front of me and how many behind me, and we're just lined up. And I walked, and I think I might have told
Yeah.
you this, but they came up after. They said, "Are you a Russian guy accent? Are you willing to shave the beard?" And I said, "Yes." He goes, "You're hired." And so,
What? Wow.
yeah. But then the guy who was really in charge of all of us, like hoarding us up and getting us on the stage on time and all that, all of us sort of extra people, he said, I said, if I, because I'm going to be on the Met, right, up in New York. I said, "Can I come up there and do it?" He goes, "Carl," he goes, "we'll always welcome you." He goes, "For one thing, your body fits all the costumes." He goes, "It's just so easy to put you out there." And for another thing, we even like it, you know. So that was that. And the other one was the Mariinsky Theater, which was a massive production with a circular stage that moved. And we did War and Peace, Tolstoy's War and Peace.
You did?
And, oh, it was
When
marvelous.
was this, Carl? When was this that you did this?
Boy, I don't know. A few years back, but it was a couple $1 million facet.
Wow.
You could Google it and find out when did the Mariinsky Theater come over to the Kennedy Center. But wow, that was fun because I got to be with all these different Russian people and I speak
How
their language.
fantastic.
And it was just so sort of heartwarming to be in the middle of all those guys.
Yeah, I had no idea you did that. That's amazing. I would have come up to watch you.
Well, you know, you get in those zones. It's like, I never think. It's
Mhm.
like, in fact, I got punished by one of my friends who found out I'd been living in Krakow as a student, getting my master's for like 6 years. And she's from Russia. She goes, "I was in Krakow 6 times over the past 3 years in choral group, and you were there in." So it's like you know,
That's
you
great.
forget everybody. Remember we
Yeah.
talked about this. You forget
Yeah.
about managing everybody that you like when you're
Exactly.
moving forward. So
No offense, but yeah, you
well,
do.
what are you gonna do?
You really
It's like
do.
part
Yeah,
of the thing.
it is.
But
It is.
but you know
Yeah.
what? We haven't gotten to, and I don't think we're gonna have
The
time.
feature films.
Well, feature films, which is like kind of like maybe what real people want to hear about after I've spent all these 9 episodes talking about everything else. But
Yeah.
the feature films are the ones that the Uber driver says when you go, you're an actor. He goes, "Oh, what films have you in that I've seen?"
Yeah.
And then they want to know, and it's like they don't seem
Right.
to realize there's this whole world that they do not know and have not seen in independent film and stage and all that. But
Right. But
but
it's got such a research. I mean, it's got like a huge push now, Carl, because of Amazon Prime and because of Netflix. I mean,
what else?
that's all I watch is independent films. I mean, like
Well,
not even mainstream.
Wait, I dragged you up to Philadelphia
Yes, I remember
to
that.
see that vile film.
I
It
loved
was funny.
it.
You know
Yeah.
what's weird? This is an
Yeah.
interesting topic. So, like these last time I talked about these critics and how they, I just think they're strange. And I watched another set of interviews. It was so bizarre. I felt so bad for that dumb interviewer. It's like they managed to come up with questions that just stop every actor in their place. They have no idea that the actor is never thinking of
Yeah.
any of that stuff.
Right.
And they don't
Right.
even know what
Right.
he's talking about.
Right.
He was pathetic. And it was one of this Monica Bellucci and Daniel. It was one of those set 007 things, because I was
Okay.
looking up Monica Bellucci, right? I just wanted to hear her voice.
Right.
I wanted to hear her
Right.
speak English with that accent.
Yeah.
But oh gosh, I just want to murder. You know what I think they need? They need a real actor to be asking those questions. You know
Yes.
why? Because he's never
Yeah.
going to ask
Makes
that
sense.
dumb stuff. And it
Yeah.
just stops the entire interview. In the end, you just hate the guy. But
Yeah.
I digress. What I was trying to get to is the Internet Media Database. Do you know what that is? The IMDb?
Yes.
The IMDb is, I mean, everybody's on there. Robin Wright Penn. I mean, all
Right.
the actors. This is now
Mhm.
the sort of resume or the go-to place. Of course, I'm on. I gotta pay them $150 and get my picture back up there. But I'm
Right.
on there, and there is the sum total of, I don't know, 20, 21, 22 films, that whichever films have been released and where the director submitted them to the IMDb, and wherever I stepped up to the plate, and like, because I had to fill out the forms too. It's like, oh yeah, I did
Yeah.
that, I did this. So this is the sort of official, objective way to
Like a
find out,
repository.
well,
Mhm.
what I ever did, quite frankly, because I don't
Mhm.
even remember. You just go on with your life. But
Right.
but one of those films was there that we saw together. What was that? Apocalypse Kiss. Remember that? So
Yes.
what I wanted to say is, when you get a role, I mean, I have been in so many of those independent films. I didn't read the entire script. I was just glad they chose me, and
Yeah.
my part wasn't vulgar. So I
Right.
went forward and did it. And oh
Right.
gosh, I showed up at some film. My father was there. Sisters were there.
I remember you telling
Nieces
me
and
that.
nephews. And this was not the kind of film that I would want my family to see. I just apologized profusely the entire time. Now they were just happy to see Carl on the big screen, right?
Right.
They were
Right.
proud as could be. I was like, oh my gosh. So I go to the director. I go, can't you make a good film? He goes, what are you talking about, Carl? I go, I brought my father to this thing. I said, this is vulgar. He goes, but your part wasn't. I go, well, you're right. My part wasn't. But I wouldn't funnel my entire family in to see even the other parts where I wasn't,
Exactly.
had I known. But I mean, who's reading all that script? You know, who's reading the ones who really, are going to have to pick a battle if they pick the wrong, with these interview people. If
Exactly.
they pick the wrong thing that kind of harms their career. But in the meantime, the rest of us are just like, looking for the opportunity to act and, go
Right.
someplace and put on makeup and learn lines.
I remember the director, because I remember talking with him after, and he said, I said, how did you start, and he said, well, I never went to any school. He said, I just picked up my camera and started filming. He said,
well, no, this is the
Literally.
independent way. I mean, these are the people.
Yes.
They're the nerds of the
Mhm.
industry, and they are
Mhm.
pressed to go forward, and they hopefully they have a great hunger for quality. I don't know the Jason Bourne films, Supremacy and all that, but
Oh, I love
but
those films. Yeah.
well, I think those guys. I know the first one was, and I think that maybe all of them were independent film directors. And if you bother to watch afterwards how they're talking, it's very interesting, because those directors are like, oh, the sun's going down. We've got like 10 minutes if we're lucky. Jason, what's his name? What's his real name?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. He
Matt
goes, Matt,
Damon.
come on, we might be able to get the shot. So he just, you know what I mean? The director grabs the camera and he runs and he gets the shot before the sun goes down.
I had no idea that those films were made by
Yeah, and there are
independent directors.
so many opportunities for these extraordinary, not thought out shots, just because the opportunity is now. And these are very open-minded people. And also, when it's not a $600 billion production, you
Right.
have the liberty to throw a camera on your shoulder and go and get that sunset while it's there.
So interesting. I'll tell you a little story connected to one of those films, one of the series. They were shooting in Goa, and my
Yes.
brother's friend, who's also our family friend, his name is Georgie, and he used to be a stunt driver for Bollywood. And
Okay.
I don't know how he was hired to drive the car with the camera that was that was filming the scene where Jason
Yes.
Bourne and his girlfriend, they plunge into this river in that Jeep and she dies.
I know that.
Yeah.
That's the second in that series of three.
Yeah,
I know
so
that very well. I've watched that a million times. I keep looking in the background to wonder if you're there buying star fruit or something.
But Georgie was a stunt driver. And
That's
then
great
some
to
of
know.
my friends actually met him and they said he was very cool. Matt Damon as an actor just sat down with everybody, ate lunch with everybody, just very relaxed, very cool person to be with, you know.
Yeah.
So cool, huh? Isn't that cool? So that's so are
Well,
you going to get back into the independent film industry? I'm just trying to
you know what we haven't talked about is the own films that I've made, really, but that's okay.
Exactly.
But you know,
Let's
I
talk
thought
about that.
I don't think know if we have time. Maybe we have to spill
Well,
that over into the.
we can do it in a couple of minutes. We do have
Well,
10 minutes
just that
already.
it kind of spills over because I'm one of those independent film people, right? And
Right.
I guess what? You get the idea at 12 at night. You're
Yeah.
not calling actors. I made my first several films, even though, okay, there were film festivals up there that were limited to 20 minutes or less. I can't remember. And I would play all the parts, and I had a hoot doing it.
You had a ball.
I
Right.
had a ball. I'll be
Right.
everything under the sun. And some of my friends goes, Carl, it's a little boring watching. You're all the actors. You're the director. You chose the music. It's the Carl Stevens show. The Carl. All right. I'll minimize it. I'll put next time. I'll put fake names when I'm everything. But
you did the
no, you just
29
roll
day
out of
film
bed. It's like,
festival.
oh, I've got the idea for a scene right now. I'm going to
Right.
set it up and film it. And so far, I have endless energy to be able to follow through to completion. And
I think you could do it. And I think you submitted to the 29-day film festival as well as to the Baltimore Film Festival, right?
I can't even remember. I know that 29 one because I kept taking awards from those guys, but I can't remember.
Amazing.
It all blends together, but it might be on that IMDb thing.
I think it will be. And I think somebody needs to update that for you.
Well, you know what's funny? There's some guy who's named Carl Steven without an S at the end. Some kid. I think he might be dead or something. I don't know. But he shows up. He shows up first. And I don't know. He was in some film that I never know because I didn't know the pop culture. And I used to be second. Someone might have bumped me out. But yeah, those pictures only last. So when I came down here, I should just send the picture up for fun. But
yeah,
you've got to fish around to make sure you can find mine. And there will be the story of my life, my bio, and the resume, and all those different films that I was in.
Well, you know what? Coming back, let's circle back before we end to our new podcast, which is going to be called Thinking Out Loud.
Yes.
And we need to talk about this. We need to talk about the film industry, the independent films, how you created those amazing films, which I still think are quite amazing for Carl's
Well, I
Basement.
hope they're witty, right? I mean, because
the
thing about making films, you can only make films out of what you have. I mean, this is the first 101 of making films. And if you only have Carl, it's like whatever you got inside Carl, that's going to come out.
Yeah, I totally agree. So we, for our listeners, we really welcome you to join us on this new podcast. We will be plugging that as well as in the continuing episodes of this podcast. So come and listen to Carl and I do some more unscripted, unedited conversations. But now we're not just going to talk about Carl's life. We're going to talk about a whole range of topics, which I'm terrified and excited about.
I want to drag some thugs and ne'er-do-wells into this next one.
I know.
We got to liven this thing up.
Yeah.
When I tried to get one of my nephews to watch it, he goes, "Is it going to be anything that I don't already know?" I said, I think my family is the last group of people to know what I'm actually doing in film. I think they're the last.
Really?
I think so. I'm not sitting around talking. They won't let me. They're from New England. They'll say, "Yeah, Carl, you're full of yourself," just like pass the mashed potatoes. They're not going to listen to me. And plus, they don't care, I don't think.
Yeah. But anyways, follow Carl on Carl the Bearded Man on Instagram and follow me at Thinkology on Instagram. And this is where you will find out about our new podcast that's going to be coming up, which are conversations of both of us thinking out loud. What a scary thought.
I love it.
But Carl, as always, lovely to be talking with you. Looking
Yes,
forward
this
to
has been a
some more
hoot.
chats.
Yes.
And again, know where to find us. Instagram, Carl the Bearded Man, and me at Thinkology.
All right.
Hey,
We'll see you
see
later.
you next week.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. You have been listening to Thinkology. They did it their way. This podcast is a series of conversations with people who have made unconventional choices when it comes to careers and lifestyles. We have been talking with Carl in the last 10 episodes in a series of conversations spanning his life. Today was the last episode with Carl, but look forward to next week because we will have someone new with their story to tell. Again, you can follow us at Thinkology on Instagram. You can hear this podcast on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. So subscribe to us and listen in to people and their stories.